Welcome in, race fans, here to the Daytona International Speedway. It is officially dual racing time here from the high banks in Florida. This 2.5-mile track, we will see two races tonight. Starting here tonight with the Draft Top Duels. This is going to be duel number 1, race fans, and we got to welcome you not only to Daytona, but here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. To bring you all the racing action here tonight, it is myself, Roger Muth, alongside me here for duel number 1. It is the driver. Well, it used to be the 48 here in the Salt Flat Racing division, but now I believe he told me it's now the number 5. We welcome Michael Bromley up here into the booth. Bromley, a lot of drivers here tonight trying to lock themselves in on the pole right now. Zach Howell officially is going to lock himself into the front row.
Yeah, Roger. Really cool format that Salt Flat's trying to take here with really replicating the real-life procedures of the duels to determine the starting order for the Daytona 500 event. So really excited to see what happens here. There's going to be a lot of hard pushing, a little bit of a shorter race, so these guys are going to feel a sense of urgency. I think it's looking like a 1, maybe 2-stop race if you don't manage right, so it'll be interesting to say the least.
Well, let's take a quick look here at our SimBox starting lineup. SimBox, this year's sponsor with the Salt Flat Racing Cup Series. As they come on board, we welcome them on board, and there's that quick time by Zach Howell, 47.507 second time. That will lock him into the big show on the front row. So the driver out of Tennessee for the Digital Mafia stables, the 85 of Zach Howell, rookie this season. Starting alongside him, it looks like this will be the number 6, the SimBox Motorsports number 6, last season's champion, Roy Fernandez. Starting behind him in row number 2, starting 3rd here tonight, it's going to be the 28 of Hunter Reynolds. Starting 4th on the grid, driving the number 33 this season, this is Greg O'Berry. Starting in the 01 machine, starting in the 5th position, driving for the SimBox Motorsports stable, it's one of those rookies to the Salt Flat Racing Series. This is Cody Sleeper. Starting 6th is going to go to the old Shed family. It's the Massey Family Racing 65 of Brandon Massey. Starting 7th is going to be the Deeper Darker Dew number 13 of Jamie Leach. Starting 8th here tonight, driving the number 3 out of the Mullins Sim Sport entry, it is Shane Mullins. Starting in the 8th position, driving the number 343, it is Russell Hancock. Starting in the 10th position, driving the 56 out of Texas, the No Doubt Racing entry. This is Stephen Pugh. Starting 11th here tonight, it's No Doubt Racing, number 98 of Racing Jason Griffith Dobbs. Starting 12th here tonight on the starting lineup, that will be the number 03 of Aaron Davidson. Rounding out the field will be Jordan Smith, Cody Levitt, JT Poole, Nathan Maurer, and Doug Neal. I hope you race fans are ready, because that is your SimBox starting lineup here as the iRacing pace car will make the left-hand turn. We will come here into the Thomas E. Step Foundation green flag zone, green flag racing here at Daytona.
Yeah, Roger, a little bit of technical difficulties for the number 6 car. Roy Fernandez missing the grid, and he will actually be pulling out of pit road now as the pack passes through, and he will be at the end of the field.
Well, that's not good for the Draft Top Progression Series champion of Roy Fernandez, so he will tag the rear of the field. This whole duel right here, duel number 1 tonight, this will determine the inside row once we get to next Tuesday night here for the race at Daytona. This is Draft Top duel number 1 here. Right now you're watching Zach Hall as he is our race leader. Out front, he will come out of turn number 4 in the Martha White's number 85 machine. Zach Hall out of Tennessee, rookie this season here with Salt Flat. He will officially lead lap number 1 with Hunter Reynolds in tow. To the outside is the man out of Virginia. That's the 33 of Greg O'Berry. He's got Brandon Massey to the outside. So you got 2 veterans of the series to the outside, and you got a rookie down there, and then you got Hunter Reynolds as you see O'Berry go from the outside lane down to the inside lane. He'll cut off the nose of that Cody Sleeper SimBox entry here tonight.
Yeah, Roger, I think what we're going to see here at the beginning part of this race, maybe for the first fuel run in total, is a lot of single file racing, guys not wanting to beat up their vehicles too much and have to go to that backup car for the big show, because you always show up with your best equipment in your primary ride and hopefully not have to fall back to a backup car. But it looks like the 2 Bohica Esports entries on the outside there are staying on the outside together in tandem and trying to pull up and maybe regroup with their 03 partner of Aaron Davidson.
Yeah, so now you're going to have 3 drivers out of the VIP graphics stable up there, Mullins, Davidson, and Brandon Massey. They will now form a 3-car train. Nobody else to the outside lane currently. We are only working lap number 3 here out of the 40 scheduled. You do see that last machine in the train. That is the 971 of Nathan Maurer, the driver out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, driving for the SimBox racing team this season. He is right now just the caboose, and then you got to go a whole 13 seconds back to find another one of those SimBox drivers. This is last season's champion.
We got a wreck on the front stretch.
Brandon Massey has gone around in the old shed entry. But no caution flag, but let's take the quick look back here as it looks like it started right around the Dobbs position. Oh, Mullins down into Jamie Leach, and that's what sent everybody scattering. There you see Mullins in the Bass Pro Shop entry. Take a look back because this started a little bit farther back on this one. Watch that Shane Mullins machine. Oh, he gets hooked by Aaron Davidson down the track. He goes. Massey goes to the inside, and looks like now the caution flag will actually be displayed here with 3 official laps being completed. You are watching your Turn 3 Racing replay to see what happened here coming out of turn number 4.
I'll tell you, there's nobody happier on the track right now than the number 6 of Roy Fernandez, because without having that draft, he was definitely going to go a lap down.
So Brandon Massey, Aaron Davidson, the 3 of Shane Mullins, and Jamie Leach all are involved. Everybody else went through the grass to go ahead and get themselves away. As we look down from the blimp camera here tonight. See if we can grab another angle of this. Watching once again from high above, you see the 03 into the 3, down into the 13, spinning the 65. Massey's car is going to look all right as he just spun down to the inside. There goes Maurer. You see him just escape down to the bottom. So that right there is going to maybe end the chances of Jamie Leach starting towards the front of the field next Tuesday night in that Great Lakes Brewing entry, as there's a ton of damage on that car.
Yeah, you hate to see it, especially this early in the race. Brandon Massey got he better pull his lucky card for the day, because getting turned like that and having the gap behind Cody Sleeper the way it was, it's definitely lucky that he doesn't have some front end damage on that vehicle, especially getting turned from the outside lane.
And it looks like he's actually going to come down. There you see the old Shed 65 machine coming down out of Ironton, Ohio. He will bring his car to the attention of his pit crew to see if there is any damage. Maybe pull a little grass out of the grill here tonight. A couple drivers, though, did stay out. Zach Howell, Greg O'Berry, Cody Sleeper, Aaron Davidson also going to stay out, it looks like, along with JT Poole. JT Poole, another one of those brand new drivers here on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does this season. I've heard great things, and I'm ready to see him compete out there with the regular names.
Yeah, the driver out of Missouri, driving the Haviland number 28 if you look at his car, but it's 21 for everybody following around or along on our timing and scoring here. Timing and scoring will scroll across the top of our screen here this evening. Brand new ticker tonight, so bear with us. There may be a couple bugs on that one. We have not actually had a chance to get to use it, so you race fans are seeing it as we are seeing it for the first time here live in duel number 1 here tonight for the Draft Top Duels from Daytona for the SimBox Cup Series. This whole event tonight will now determine how everybody lines up just next Tuesday. This is the inside lane you're watching. We already know who's going to start on the front row, and that's the driver out of Cottontown, Tennessee. It says he's 19, race fans, but I can assure you I've seen the beard. I don't know if you have, Bromley, but that beard does not scream 18.
Yeah, I've seen the emoji with the beard. I haven't seen the in-person one, but I believe that the emoji matches the body.
Yeah, it really does. So let's just say Martha White is on top of that number 85, and maybe Zach Howe eating too much of the Martha Whites, which then kind of help not just the beard grow, but maybe the belly a little bit. Wait till you see it. It's a great photo.
Really looking forward to it.
You know, we always have to have fun with our friends from Tennessee. That's not the only Tennessee driver in this field. I believe I did see the other Vols Nation entry. Racing Jason is out there tonight, race fans. I know there's a lot of Racing Jason fans tuning in here. Brand new colors. It looks like an all-black chromed out machine, I believe.
Yeah, I got a new chromed out. It looks like a Midnight 22 Performance paint scheme there. Looking real sharp out there. And the best part about that paint scheme, Roger, it is not on a Toyota Camry. Just a beautiful thing to see, isn't it?
You know what? I didn't even notice that. I'm glad you pointed that out here tonight. Griffith Stone also on the back quarter panel there of that 98 machine. It'll be along for the ride all season long. What he told me, race fans, before we came live onto the air is Racing Jason is coming to the front out the gate 98. I don't know what that's all supposed to mean. To me, that's just like, that's Tennessee talk. I don't understand all of it.
I think what he means is I could put it into a little bit of Tennessee talk and into normal talk. That means he's going to go fast, he's going to turn left, and he's going to make some passes, I believe is what he was trying to make there.
Oh, why didn't he just say that?
I don't know. He's always trying to fancify things. Love Racing Jason, though. Great person, great personality, and great guy to race with every week.
So it does look like the iRacing pace car lights are off, so we will go back green flag racing this time by. We will come back in here to the Thomas E. Step Foundation restart zone, and we will get things squared away here. So that old pesky Mustang will take off the track, and we will go back racing here with 7 laps completed here at Daytona in duel number 1. Zach Howe, who set quick time, still continuing to lead this race. He has the veteran Super Speedway driver right now of Hunter Reynolds behind him. Then it's going to be the 33 of O'Berry, and then the rookie of JT Poole. Actually, I got confused. JT Poole's down to the bottom in his 28 machine. The 28 there of Reynolds is to the outside. That, I'm looking at it, it was still confusing me.
It happens every now and again. All I'll say is I'm curious to see if these guys decide after that last little fiasco on the outside lane if they're going to just drop in and go single file here until they run out of fuel on this first run and then try to line up and go. Although it looks like the strategy out of the SimBox Racing camp is stay in the back, line up, and protect the vehicles as they're all in tow at the end of the line.
As we go on board here with our race leader of Zach Howe for the digital media group. This is our drafttop.com onboard camera. Make sure you stop over at drafttop.com and get your Draft Top bar tool today, race fans. You just saw him on, was that NBC? I believe it was the other day, Bromley?
Oh yeah, out there on the NBCSN, sponsoring the Draft Top 250 out of Martinsville. It was a beautiful thing to see out there. I know Pat's tuning in tonight. Pat, super happy to see the great things that were happening there, and a heck of a race to watch at the same time, man. DraftTop.com. If you don't already have a Draft Top, I'm drinking topless as we speak. I got my Liquid Death water over here, topless, but man, just all the things happening for Draft Top. How great is that?
Yeah, and it was always great to be partnered up with them here on the Turn 3 Racing Network and the Salt Flat Racing Series. Did a lot of races over the last year and a half with that organization. Pat doing a great job down there, and we look forward to seeing what Draft Top has in store for the future. So it went from sim racing to real racing at Martinsville, as we are sim racing here tonight at the Daytona International Speedway in Duel number 1 tonight. For the SimBox Cup Series, you are watching the battle for the race lead. Zach Howell, the rookie, has another rookie, JT Poole. They may be rookies here in the Salt Flat divisions, but they are not rookies on track. They have been racing together for I'm going to call it the little over a year now that these two have hooked up, and ever since they got racing together on the track, you can find them racing all over iRacing.com. So right now it's Hal and the young man of Poole right there, and then it's Russ Hancock, Wiley veteran. He is sitting there in the 343 machine, just kind of hanging out back there. Then it's Hunter Reynolds, Greg O'Berry. Pass back here, it looks like Jamie Leach is getting pushed to the front here. I believe that's by Jordan Smith. That's somebody we haven't talked about yet. Jordan Smith out of the IROC division this season, coming up here into the Cup Series now, as he has got that Lowe's white number 24 to the outside, pushing Jamie Leach with the Great Lake Brewing number 13.
What a scheme. You know, it's no secret to anybody that knows me, big Jimmy Johnson fan, so anytime I could see a good old 48 scheme out there, even if it's got the good old 24 on the side, it still gives me the good and happies on the inside.
So now they drop down in the line. That will leave Cody Levitt to the outside in the number 38. Vegas strong entry. He's being pushed right now by Aaron Davidson, so two Chevrolets to the outside. Everybody else has now gone single file down on the inside as... There we go. Now we're green flag racing.
There we go. And see, all it takes is a little bit of patience and the acceptance that it doesn't matter if you lead lap 1, lap 5, lap 12. What matters is whose car is able to make that final push on lap 40. And if you're bumping bumpers the entire time, just pushing, wear and tear on your vehicle is going to come into play. And the next thing you know, you don't have the equipment to be there at the end of the race. So, cool, you led lap 7, but what does that mean for you as far as starting lineup? Cool, you're at 32nd position, you know?
Well, you never know, because there goes that dynamic duo back to the outside, and they're going to take some drivers along with. Look at that 65, though, of Brandon Massey. We talked about him earlier on in this one. That old Shed VIP graphics entry does have some left rear damage on his Chevrolet. I didn't see that before, but now I see it on that machine. Bromley, how much aerodynamic, challenge will that VIP graphics entry be now?
Being on the left rear, you might see a little bit more. It depends if it's in or out, so I don't know what to think anymore. I'll be honest with you, because Jamie Leach had all that front end and engine damage and everything. And I mean, look at him. He's up there leading that push from the 24, and then before Russ Hancock jumped out there, he was leading that force from the outside. So I don't know what to think anymore, Roger.
Yeah, he's shaking and baking, that is for sure, because Jamie Leach is now up to the 5th running position. JT Poole is the biggest shaker of this event so far. He has moved up 13 spots since the drop of the green flag. A lot of these drivers, though, did come down pit road. JT Poole was not one of those drivers. So currently Zach Howell, JT Poole, Hunter Reynolds, Greg O'Berry, they have all stayed out. Actually, Reynolds was down pit road, my mistake. So Reynolds being the highest up of drivers that came down and take fuel into that Squidward entry.
Right, and I don't understand what the concept of staying out, like what's the benefit for that, because it was already going to be a tight race, and I know we just had a couple caution laps, but it's going to be a tight fuel race to only get one stop, because talking to all the drivers, it looks like 18 to 20, depending on if you're pushing or being pushed, is the fuel window. And with that, it's just, I would have come down with 5 laps ticked off. That gives you a guarantee that you can at least go halfway and possibly have some fuel saved in the bank in case we have a green-white checker. I would have brought my car down.
You know, Bromley, I would have been along with you since it is super speedway racing. I don't usually like to hand my tips and tricks out that I've learned on iRacing, but I'm one of those drivers that as soon as you pull off pit road, you flip the toggle switch down on your SimBox and you cut the fuel and you just kind of coast around. And then every time a caution flag comes out, you bring down your car, you top it off with fuel, that you're going to be able to go just a little bit farther. And when you come back out, guess what? Hit that SimBox again, toggle down the ignition here, and you just kind of coast around the big 2.5-mile super speedway at blistering pace here. I believe pace speed was, like 80 miles an hour or something. Race pace out here, 200 miles an hour that time by at the line for Zach Howell and JT Poole, who still continue to lead this field.
Right, and I mean, I'm a big fan of that. See, I'm behind the trend. I still have yet to get my hands on a SimBox button box, and I cannot wait till I get back from this trip, because the first thing I'm ordering, I might even order it before I get back. That way it's waiting here for me. That way when I strap up into the rig again, we're good to go.
I like how you said that. When you get back, it will be waiting just like the rest of us, waiting to see you in all your designs getting back out onto the speedway. But this time by for Zach Howell, it will be just 23 laps to go. As he hits the line, he has led every lap so far.
Right, we're getting close to that halfway point, and I think lap 20, you're going to see those guys who stayed out, the Zach Howells, JT Poole, Greg O'Berry, and maybe even Aaron Davidson dip down pit road together right around lap 20. That way they can split it down the middle. The other guys, they're going to have an advantage having more numbers there, having a bigger draft pool. So it'll be interesting to see how the pit cycle ends up affecting those guys who stayed out.
Well, we are officially over that halfway point, so you only have to come down one time here in duel number 1, so you're over that halfway point. The guys that did go down pit road, you're right, they will have that advantage, though. They will spend less time on fuel, or on pit road getting fuel. The question being, though, do you put tires on when you have to come down here in duel number 1? It is a cool night here in Daytona.
So I'm a firm believer in, if it's a green flag pit stop, I don't want any tire changers next to my car. I want a guy on the back of the car bouncing it up and down while they're pushing, packing fuel in there, and then I'm pulling off. That way I can get every bit of fuel I can get in there. Under caution, then maybe, because the field's bunched up and I don't have to worry about losing a lap because of losing the draft. So
looks like here comes Zach Howell. He's going to come to pit road, and he doesn't have any help with him. Zach Howell will come to pit road all by himself. Bromley, you know as a driver, this is a lonely feeling. Even though he has Martha White on the car, it's still a lonely feeling.
It is, and that 60-mile-an-hour pit road speed, when you're going there and you realize that there's nobody behind you, it makes that pit road feel like it's 10 miles long, because you just see everybody on the relative speed just pulling on you. So definitely a lonely feeling, but he's had the car of the field tonight, the class field. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when this all cycles through. Maybe with nobody being there and having to battle with anybody for pit entry locations, maybe it'll help him.
Here comes JT Poole now. The young man in his Mustang will come to pit road. The driver making a rookie bid this season. He's going to bring Aaron Davidson along with him in the VIP Graphics and Designs entry. Beautiful looking throwback scheme that the VIP Graphics Design group put out last season when we had these cars on track in the Progression Series. So Aaron Davidson will come down. He'll hit. Oh, he's going to slide through his box. He's going to have to back up. And he is well past his box, it looks like, as he is backing way up pit road. Big mistake here, as you cannot have those mistakes when you are making green flag pit stops.
No, you just can't. I know somebody that's going to be praying for a caution now. And the lead pack is coming from behind right here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Definitely going to go a lap down, but it'll be interesting to see if he's able to grab onto that tail end of that lead pack.
Oh, I think maybe possibly here, the driver of this 33 just sped down pit road. We'll have to see. Greg O'Berry was very hot and heavy on that accelerator coming to pit road. His number 33 Icarus machine will now hit his pit box, and we'll see what kind of pit stop he has so far. It looks pretty good for him. I'm watching the counter as he sits in his pit box. It has gone over 10 seconds, 13 seconds. I believe that was a too fast entering pit road for the driver of the 33 of Greg O'Berry. There's another driver now that has put himself in a box. He'll be back there with Aaron Davidson.
Yeah, and a lot of people like going to pit road alone or with a few drivers. To me, the way that I look at it, I like to have people around me because then I can kind of use that as a gauge for if I'm approaching. Because really, you don't know if you're hitting that pit entry too fast until you're there. So I like to, also don't want to lose time by being too cautious. So it really helps me attack pit road entry when I have somebody there with me that I can kind of gauge myself against. So unfortunate, but not a unrecoverable penalty for the 33.
As it does look like Aaron Davidson will go a lap down. Greg O'Berry also going to go a lap down, as it was a huge penalty for Greg O'Berry. It looks like 50 seconds as here comes the entire field.
What a busy pit road.
Everybody coming to pit road on this one. Hunter Reynolds, Jordan Smith, Jamie Leach, Cody Levitt, Brandon Massey comes to pit road. Fernandez also coming. Hancock, Neal, Sleeper, Maurer, almost over half the field here on this pit stop, all coming.
Right, and a really veteran move there by Jordan Smith. I don't know if you saw it. He was in second place, and he dropped down super far low, almost to the wall. That way he was able to get himself woed up before that, not making contact, ensuring he didn't make contact with the 28 Hunter Reynolds. And it really shows his experience, because that's the last thing you want to do is damage the front end of your car by getting into the back of somebody else.
Looks like now it's going to be Stephen Pugh, the driver out of Texas, leading this field with his teammate of Racing Jason behind him. Then it's Hunter Reynolds, as they have not come to pit road just yet. Actually, Hunter Reynolds has. Dobbs and Steve have yet to come to pit road. There's Hunter Reynolds. He was the first driver off of pit road.
Right, and I'll be interested to see how long Steve and Jason can go. I don't see them going more than maybe this lap or the next lap. I know they weren't up front leading, but still, you're still burning fuel even if you're in the draft. I'm willing to bet that they're coming this time.
And right now it looks like Steve and Dobbs there. They both have a couple drivers, some help, some drafting. Now here they will peel off. They will come to pit road here, coming to get 15 laps to go. Steve real hard fishtailing the 56 unsponsored Chevrolet down pit road. He got it woed up. I was impressed. He was attacking pit road.
Yeah, that's what you got to do here. I mean, on this track, everybody wants to think of Daytona and Talladega as the easy tracks to drive. They're the tracks where the most minute mistake can make the biggest impact, because a tenth of a second here, a tenth of a second there can equate to 2, 3, 4 seconds, and then losing the draft out on the track. So you really have to be precise and aggressive when you're doing that. So props to him for being able to get that thing woed up. No penalty, and he's off pit road, so he must have done it right.
Well, Steve and Jason both get themselves off pit road. Here comes Reynolds and Levitt, two drivers that have super speedway experience together, working together. They will go around those two drivers that waited to pit the longest, and this is now on the top of your screen what our lineup looks like currently with just 15 laps to go. Look at who's sitting back there in the 5th position. It's one of those SimBox drivers. Remember, they were laying back there during the beginning of this, well, call it the second green flag run of this race. Maurer, and then right there is his partner. I believe that's Fernandez in that 6 machine. Fernandez wasn't even in the front group until just a little bit ago.
Yeah, and now you see Jamie Leach jump up there into the top row. He saw that SimBox crew coming up and making a run. He said, I want a little bit of that momentum. Take it to the front, big guy.
Yeah, damage are all on the Great Lakes Brewing. Number 13 for Jamie Leach. Maybe he's drinking a couple of those Great Lake brews. I know they got some really good beer over there.
Oh, they do, and we're getting to the holiday season, and the holiday brew up there is probably one of my favorite of all time across the board, especially if you get that little cinnamon sugar rim.
It's been a couple years since I had some of those beers from Great Lake Brewing. They are distributed out here into this area of Pennsylvania. It's just not one of those beers I go look for.
Yeah, whenever I go home for the holidays, one of the first thing I do is grab a 6-pack of Great Lakes Brewing. I get Victory Brewing down here in Virginia, and I know Victory is out of Pennsylvania, but I don't get any Great Lakes brews over here. I don't know why.
Yeah, Victory just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hometown or home state here to the Turn 3 Racing Network as we continue to watch the virtual Daytona Speedway here for duel number 1 tonight, presented by Draft Top. Home here for the SimBox Cup Series. Hunter Reynolds, as you see him get around the number 3 of Shane Mullins. Mullins a handful of laps down here on our timing and scoring. He's just coming back out hoping that something happens to one of these drivers, then he might be able to pick up a position or two. Currently, he is sitting in the 17th spot as they come back across the line. A line, though, it should only be 12 laps to go here at Daytona with Hunter Reynolds, Cody Levitt, Jordan Smith to the outside of him. Then it's going to be Brandon Massey helping out the 24 Jordan Smith, try to get to the front of the field here. They do have the lap down machine. That's the number 33 of Greg O'Berry. Once again, the Liberty University driver. He is sitting there a lap down, but he's right up in the mix here, as it looks like he actually will now dive down on the back straightaway. He wants nothing to do with a race lead.
Right, and a really classy move out of the VIP graphics camp there. Spotter for the number 3 car walked down till the other spotters up there on the spotter stand. Hey, my guy down on power, just out here turning laps, so he's going to be up top. Gave everybody a notice of where he's going to be. So always love to see when somebody goes the extra mile to kind of let the leaders know, hey, I'm going to be here. I'm letting you know plenty of it in advance. Do not hit me, please.
And it worked out for all of them. They were able to get around those machines as they still continue to battle. Jordan Smith, though, now taking the race lead over Hunter Reynolds and Cody Levitt as you see them work down the back straightaway. Reynolds will push the number 24 Lowe Chevrolet down into turn number 3. And we will see who will come back around here and lead this lap, because there's Brandon Massey to the outside. He's got Russ Hancock, and Hancock, one of those drivers. He races in the iRock series, but he also has a ton of super speedway experience. But this time by at the flag stand, Jordan Smith will get the double high five from the flagman. Just 10 more laps to go here in duel number 1.
Call me a cautious person or not, but I'm a little confused at the intensity at which Hunter Reynolds is pushing Jordan Smith there at the front. Now, I know Jordan Smith's got the hands on the wheel that can drive that car no matter where he's being pushed on the track, but for my sake of mind, if I'm the 28, I'm maybe keeping a bubble there. 1, I don't want to blow up my engine. 2, I don't want to necessarily hit a bump, hit a groove, lose handle, and end up doing it. Now that we see a little bit of pressure from that SimBox camp on the outside lane, now I'd probably be up there pushing him, breaking that beach ball. But up before that, I don't know if I would have been up there on the bumper pushing through the turn 3 that way, single filed out. Just me, though.
Well, don't tell Roy Fernandez that. And look, he's going to go to the outside now. Hunter Reynolds is going to try and go up and block. That's going to put Reynolds in the middle, because the SimBox crew, they will work together. They are going to follow the champion out of Lansing, Michigan. They all go high, wide, and handsome down the back straightaway. They are 3 wide. Now here comes Brandon Massey. He's going to stick the nose of the VIP graphics entry there. They are 3 wide going into turn number 3, coming to get 8 laps to go.
And the cameras can be deceiving here, because I know people are like, well, yeah, look at that. There's about a car length in between them on each side. Let me tell you, folks, when you're out there and you're just racing around, you don't feel that 6-foot gap to your left or right. You feel like that guy's door is glued to your door, and your knuckles are white and your palms are sweating. So the fact that they're going 3 wide right here, as you see the SimBox camp kind of say, hey, let's take it easy. We still got 8 laps to go. No sense for us putting ourselves in the wall. Let's just fall back in line here, save a little bit of fuel, and try to reapproach this attack. But it is stressful to be 3 wide at this track especially. Talladega, a little bit easier, but at Daytona, it feels so narrow, especially in those corners.
So right now it'll be 7 laps to go. Jordan Smith trying to take back that race lead. Last time by, it was Squidward's leading, and it's going to be Squidward squidding out across the start-finish line first. 7 laps to go. The VIP graphics number 65, though, is right there, hot to trot, and it's going to push Squidward way out ahead, and now he's going to dive down. Jordan Smith will come with a big head of steam in his Chevrolet with nowhere to go. Boxed in down the back straightaway here. Hunter Reynolds once again leading at Daytona. Can he pull it out? Can he get himself to victory lane here in duel number 1?
Am I the only person at anytime I hear Squidward, I always like a still playing the cash register, I see. Squidward. Like, I don't know. Squilliam. It's just, sorry. That's just how the brain works. But yeah, we got some great racing out here. It looks like Brandon Massey's trying to make that car about 2 lanes wide there, and he's doing a good job of keeping Roy Fernandez on his back bumper and not giving him the opportunity to go high and get on the outside of him and put him as the bologna in the sandwich,
Yeah, right now, that crew could just go ahead and leave him hanging. Look what Roy Fernandez just did. He did that coming out of turn 2. He went to the inside of the 65 of Brandon Massey, so everybody will go lined up to the bottom, leaving Brandon Massey high and by himself. Look at him. That car is going to drop to the back of the field. Hunter Reynolds will come out of turn 4 still with Jordan Smith and Cody Levitt in tow. This time by, it's going to be the single high five from the flagman. 5 laps to go here at Daytona in duel number 1 tonight, presented by Draft Top.
And I'm not the best strategist in the world, but if I'm Roy Fernandez, I'm staying down in that bottom group until Cody Sleeper, the 01, is able to get clear of Massey before I come up, because as you saw there, their strategy had a little bit of a hiccup as now Brandon Massey works his way between the 77 and the 01 back there. Got to be able to get your whole crew up there if you're trying to keep it crew exclusive. So we'll see how it works for them. They're going to try to attack this outside lane, and hopefully the momentum builds for them. I mean, it seems like they were able to make progress earlier in the fuel run, but as we get closer, you start to worry, how hard were they running it there at the beginning, and are they going to have enough fuel? Some of these guys came in at lap 16, 17 laps ago. Are they going to have enough fuel to make it to the end, or is it going to be just up to those guys who came 14 laps ago? So I know 2 people that are praying that it's not even those guys that are 14 laps ago, and that is the 56 of Stephen Pugh and the 98 of Jason Dobbs.
Yeah, they fell a little bit farther back. They got plenty of fuel, but now look at this battle. 2 cars go to the outside to block Roy Fernandez's advance there. Cody Levitt goes to the outside. Looks like Greg O'Berry now coming to get 3 laps to go. He will dive out of this front group. Jordan Smith will now get the huge shove with all the Chevrolets lined up to the outside. He will take the race lead. Cody Levitt, they're going to drop down as they go through the triangle. Now down into turn number 1. Jordan Smith leads the inside group there with Cody Levitt right on his tail. Those 2 drivers are helping each other. I don't believe, well, I say this now, but as we get closer to the end, I don't believe Cody Levitt is going to leave the back bumper of that 24. Team orders probably coming down from the boss man himself of Cole Day, who right now is above watching all this chaos as they come out of turn number 4. This time by, the great popsicle sticks will go up into the air. Just 2 more laps of racing, 5 miles to go here to determine who's going to win the first race here tonight.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how aggressive these guys get. I mean, like I said, they don't want to drop to the backup car, but I mean, if you got a chance to put that car up there towards the front of the group out of the Daytona 500, or what'll end up being the Sim Speed Shop 200, it's something you got to do. You got to take the risk.
Yeah, you got to risk it for the biscuit. Right now, it does look like the driver who's going to start on the front row, who snagged the pole, Zach Howell, he will pull it down pit road. Either not enough fuel, or one of them going to blow up. Nate Maurer. Motor expires coming out of turn number 4. The SimBox entry is out of this one. That leaves 3 of them. The white flag will fly here tonight, presented by Sim Speed Shop. 1 lap to go at Daytona.
Yeah, 1 to go. Next flag ends it. Kind of an advantageous place for him to blow up. If you blow up down the backstretch, you got a little bit of an issue. You don't have much room to pull off if you're going into turn 3. But coming out of turn 4, you got plenty of space to be able to coast that baby down.
And right now it's Jordan Smith and Roy Fernandez, 2 veterans to the iRacing platform. They have 2. Oh, big wiggle there. Reynolds going to go up into the outside wall. Advantage now to the bottom group as they are lined up. Jordan Smith, Cody Levitt, bumper to bumper. It's going to be 3 wide out of turn number 4, but it will be Jordan Smith winning the race here tonight at Daytona for duel number 1. Cody Levitt in second. Brandon Massey comes across in third with a rebound for him. Roy Fernandez finishes 4th. 5th is going to go to Russell Hancock. 6th to Doug Neal. Cody Sleeper in 7th. Hunter Reynolds in 8th. Brandon Pugh coming home in 9th. Racing Jason back into the 10th position. Jamie Leach in 11th. JT Poole in 12th. Nate Maurer with his blown-up motor. He will come home running into the 13th position. Aaron Davidson in 14th. Greg O'Berry 15th. Zach Howell will come across the line with Martha White. And that will be 16th, 17th to Shane Mullins. And we got to thank our 18th place runner tonight, Stephen Herman, who is the race control here this evening. So there you see it, Jordan Smith for the Deeper Darker Do crew. He officially is your winner here tonight in duel number 1. We will see if we can get a word in with not only your winner, but also if we can see if we can find where the Martha White driver is kind of hiding at here tonight. Maybe we can get a word in with Zach Howell also before he escapes the server. This was race number 1 here for the duels at Daytona. As you see, your race winner of Jordan Smith coming back to the start-finish line. He will burn the virtual tires on his virtual Lowe's Chevrolet down as he wins the first race. Call it the first race of the season pretty much, Bromley. I mean, it's a race. And they're on track, and he wins it.
Definitely. I mean, it does a lot to put a lot of enthusiasm and optimism in the camp when you can go out there on your first time out. You've been working on this car the entire off season and you're just ready to go out there and run it because everybody's put their all into this, and then you go out there and you take it to the front and get the checker flag. Definitely sends a feeling of optimism through the camp. I know his crew chief right now is staying on top of the box. He's probably mic'd up saying, don't ruin the car during the burnout, but do what you want to do, big fella. You caught the checker.
So as he celebrates, let's get right to it and see if we can actually get the word in with the driver of this number 24 of Jordan Smith. Jordan, you got a copy. It's Bromley and Muth up here in the Turn 3 booth.
Got you loud and clear. You got me?
Well, you got us. We got you. My friend, this is a great week so far here on iRacing for yourself, as we had watched you just a couple days ago, and maybe not right here, but we were watching. You have yourself a good finish, and now tonight you really brought that momentum here to Daytona. How did you work the draft here tonight, though, to find yourself into victory lane?
Well, it was really just kind of trying to take care of the car early on. I know we had a caution kind of in front of myself and my teammates, Jamie and Cody. But honestly, everything at the end is just a testament to Cody. He stuck with me, pushed me, and Cole was calling out which lanes had momentum on my other teammate, Cole Day, was calling out stuff, spotting. And then Brandon Massey gave me a really good push to get me up to the lead, about 10 to go. So all the thanks go to them, as normally is for a restrictor plate kind of race. It's really hard to do it by yourself. It's a team effort.
Yeah, it's always a team effort. Were there any orders, though, from the big boss up there to keep Cody behind you, to have you guys start in the second row just next Tuesday night? Well, second and third row, I guess, lined up.
Not really. I mean, Cody kind of volunteered, and I said I'd repay him next week. So I'll be the pusher next week, and hopefully we can get him or Jamie to the win.
Well, congratulations here, Jordan. There is your post-race interview with Jordan Smith, as he will officially lock himself in to start there in the second row, position number 3. Now coming up next here, it looks like it is the driver who set quick time who will have the chance to sit on the pole when it comes to next Tuesday night. Zach Howell, you are the winner currently of the pole. How did you have quick time with Martha White tonight?
Some biscuits, brother. What do you think?
Well, I'm not quite sure I had Martha's biscuits, but it certainly did not make me any faster of a driver here on iRacing. I can tell you that. They were pretty good. But now that you have the pole, what's the mindset, the outlook going forward here into next week?
I just try not to crash till with the 5 to go. Hope for the best. I mean, you know how these deals go. You get in the middle of it and you're just kind of screwed.
Well, you were able to stay out of trouble here tonight. You did finish a little bit farther back, but you will keep that primary virtual machine intact, that your crew does not have to go back and do any work to it. You got any teammates this season that will be working with you, because it is the first time that you are racing here with the Salt Flat Racing Series?
Yeah, I got the SimBox guys and then JT Poole. So I've made a few friends that way from other series. But yeah, the couple of races we ran before here, I found out real quick that, I mean, people don't trust you. They're not going to push you. I don't blame them.
All right, well, tonight you set quick time and you were able to lead the pack around here. Congratulations, Zach, on having yourself a good run here tonight, keeping the machine clean, and also snagging the chance, because we got a second qualifying run coming up with this next duel here. Those, I believe it is 17 or 18 drivers, will have the chance to out-duel that 47.507 lap that you set down, so congratulations on that. We'll see if that time does stand.
Thanks, brother.
There, you heard it from the driver out of Tennessee. That is Zach Howe. He will now go ahead and he will have to wait to see if he actually officially wins that pole award, Brownlee. Right now, it's just a provisional pole that he has.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Everybody goes out there and puts out their best qualifying time that they can get into. So, I'll say that's fast time. It doesn't matter if you're in a lobby of 16 people, 36 people. That's almost always going to be up there, either on the pole or definitely on the front row. So, these second guys have a big challenge going forward, trying to beat that time.
Well, there is your official running order after they all cross the line here tonight. This was duel number 1 tonight, brought to us by Draft Top. The fine folks over at Draft Top coming on board this week to sponsor both dual races here at the virtual Daytona International Speedway. So Jordan Smith wins it with Cody Levin in second, Brandon Massey third. The champion, Roy Fernandez, finishes fourth with Russ Hancock in fifth. Your quick time, though, is going to be Zach Howe. He finishes in the 16th position. Race fans, that is it for duel number 1. Duel number 2 is still coming up here. We have to switch the lobbies. We will be right back here at the virtual Daytona International Speedway with more racing action. Don't go anywhere. You'll want to see who's actually going to claim their name on the pole award here tonight.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
To the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Looks to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here to the Daytona International Speedway. Duel number 2 qualifying is just about to be finished here as we rejoin you, or you rejoin us, I should say, here from the virtual Daytona International Speedway. Race fans now being, well, joined up in the booth by the man that was just down there in duel number 1. Dobbs trading in the gloves for a microphone at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speechless already. I love it. Well, Dobbs, it looks like we got another 17 drivers here in duel number 2. They all laid down a qualifying attempt here, and it looks like Jimmy Reynolds actually will snag the pole. And with his quick time, let's take a quick look here at our grid brought to us by SimBox. Take a look right there. Fast time here tonight, and it's going to be a 47.455. That will ensure him the pole position for next Tuesday's race. He beats out Zach Howell's 47.507. So quick time going to go to the Fuel Sim Racer. Let's walk you through, though, your SimBox starting lineup for duel number 2 here for the Draft Top Duels at Daytona. Starting on the front row, the Fuel Sim Racing number 17 of Jimmy Reynolds will be P1. P number 2, the man from Florida, the coast almost coast, driver, the number 26 of Daryl Clauter. Starting position number 3 here out of Virginia, racing for the PRJE Motorsports team, the number 15 of Peyton Johnson. Starting in the 4th position for the No Doubt Racing stable, number 12, this is Randy the Big Unit Johnson. Starting 5th here tonight, driving the number 88 for the Full Throttle Motorsports stable, this is the 88 of Tim Combs. Starting 6th out of Western Tennessee, driving for the Mohica Esports entry, the number 29 of Big Country Cole Haas. Starting in the 7th position out of Virginia, driving the NSRA Super Speedway's number 31, this is Todd Poston. Starting in the 8th position out of South Carolina, driving the number 75, the Super Late Model driver of Quincy Atkins. Starting in the 9th position out of Tamaqua, Pennsylvania, driving the number 6 Keystone Motorsports Entry Turn 3 Racing Network machine, this is Donald Bennett III. Starting in the 10th position, driving for the Full Throttle Motorsports stable, the number 90, this is Michael Sturgill Jr. Starting in 11th, it's myself, Frown Face, number 46. He was at Phoenix this past weekend to watch the Cup race. This is Pat Mejia. Starting in the 12th position for the Deeper Darker Dew stable, the 99, it is going to be the young man of Cold Day. Starting behind them in the 13th position, driving the number 22, the Need for Speed Motorsports stable, this is Joshua Buckley. Starting in the 14th spot, hailing out of Canada, driving the number 38, the Beefy Motorsports, this is Brandon Feeney. Starting in the 15th position, driving the 04 Draft Top Racing Machine, Raise Energy of Danny Valenzuela. Starting in the 16th spot with the 76 machine, the 2 Extreme Motorsports stable, this is rookie Cliff Mullins. Starting 17th for the GBR Racing stable, the Go Big Red machine, this is Jared Hagedorn. And 18th, well, that's just the good old race control. That is your SimBox starting lineup here for the Draft Top Duel number 2 at Daytona. Dobbs, we're ready to go racing.
I'm fired up. I'm glad I'm up here and not in one of them cars again.
Well, it would be great to be out there racing with the boys here tonight, but it will be Jimmy Reynolds bringing his Ford down here. Peyton Johnson, the other car to the inside with Daryl Clauter as that Thomas E-Step Foundation green flag is in the air here for duel number 2. Let's go racing once again here at Daytona. Race fans, we thank you all for hanging with us here on Tuesday night to watch some super speedway dual racing action. Race number 2 here at Daytona. Lap number 1. Look at the big storm push to the outside. Darrell Clauter, and that's the big unit of Randy Johnson to the outside. He will push Darrell Clauter down the back straightaway. Clauter going to go right down to the bottom. He's going to leave Johnson to the outside. Johnson, though's got the driver of the number 29. Big Country Kohlhaas right there to try and help him get the first lap led. Who will lead lap number 1 here? It is a long race. Remember, we will have one pit stop tonight. Who will lead lap number 1? Will it be the Florida driver or the New York driver? Well, New York, they talk fast, but they drive slow. Darrell Clauter, the old man, comes across the line first. He'll lead lap number 1.
Well, it's good to see old Darrell up there leading some laps. Randy, he's a wild man, wild child, I guess you could call him. So that's good for Darrell. I'm liking that.
So with those two running side by side down the back straightaway, it looks like Peyton Johnson will go ahead and he will pull down to the inside in his number 15 entry. Johnson out of St. Paul, Virginia. He's just going to dive to the back of the field here with his Turn 3 Racing Network machine. A little squirrely as he had to take a big swing back to the racing surface, but it looks like now he might be too far back there, Dobbs. I think he may lose the draft.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do early here is lose that draft. You got to stay sucked up even if you want to hang back. Try to stay with these cars because they pull away so quick, and that's not going to be good there.
So as he's back there, the battle for the race lead, as you do see the big unit, he did dive down in front of the old man there of Clauter, and it will be now Randy leading that time by at the line, but it's going to be Here Comes Country Kohlhaas. He's got a great push by the driver out of South Carolina. One of your teammates there, Dobbs, working to the outside.
Yeah, I talked to these guys before they strapped in their hot rods, and they both told me they were going to the front. They're like, we're going to show you what it's like, Dobbs, to run up front. And I just laughed, joking, and they're doing what they told me, so.
The Salty Zombie driver also right there of Todd Poston in his Toyota. And right behind him, he's got Donald Bennett. So a couple super speedway drivers lined up there. Jimmy Reynolds, Todd Poston, Donald Bennett all run super speedways just on the Sunday evenings. Those drivers now lined up together here at Daytona. Can they make something happen? You got the short track ringer a couple rows back there tonight. Josh Buckley and his number 22 draft top entry. You see him. Draft top on the side of that very patriotic Ford Mustang. Just behind them, you see the Liquid Molly K1 Graphics number 38 of Brandon Feeney, the beefy motorsports driver. He will jump to the outside in his Chevrolet, and he will see if he can now come to the front of this field. But he's on the outside all by himself.
Yeah, well, you got to watch out for old Big Country Kohlhaas. So that guy right there, he likes super speedways, and he likes being in the front. He's trying to get past Randy, but Quincy's just not giving enough push there to get him up there.
Yeah, you know, I've seen Big Country out there, though, lately. He's been slinging a lot of dirt here on the iRacing servers as of late, so it's going to be interesting to see. This is a big 2.5-mile super speedway with speeds of 200 miles an hour right there as they entered turn number 3. Big Country Kohlhaas has been used to slinging the dirt, sliding it sideways at the Charlotte Dirt Track or over at Lima Land, Weedsport, now also here on iRacing. And he's been used to driving right now. I believe they've been driving the limited late model over there. So these cars very differently. But what they are, though, big, heavy-bodied stock cars, just like he's been slinging around on the dirt. That time by, he loses out to Randy the Man Johnson once again. The big unit will lead again. He's got Darrell Clauter. I think Clauter's been practicing this super speedway stuff.
I tell you, he's looking really good right here. I'm really impressed with this. And I don't want to pick any favorites, but that 26 will be a car to watch later on in this race, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you're pretty sure. I don't count the chickens before they hatch here, Daz, because we've known Darrell to sometimes go and visit the fans. Remember back to, it was the New Hampshire Speedway in the IROC series for Salt Flat Racing. Darrell Clauter, the driver for the Coast to Almost Coast. He went to try and visit the coast, but he tried to go over the wall to catch it, and that's usually Danny Valenzuela's thing that he likes to do. So Darrell right now, we'll see if he can hang there on the back bumper of that number 12, the Rowdy Energy, the Midnight Performance, number 12. the big unit. The other Midnight Performance driver, he's sitting currently running into that 5th spot. How about Pat Mejia, though? We talked about Pat in this 46 machine. He was just down there at the Phoenix International Raceway to watch Chase Elliott. That's right, race fans. Chase Elliott. He showed a bunch of pictures over the past week on his Facebook page. Looks like he had a great time. The driver out of Idaho. You don't see too many iRacers though, Dobbs, out of Idaho. They're all out of what, Tennessee?
Yeah, I don't even know where Idaho is.
Well, I can tell you that neither does Big Country Coalhouse, but he knows where the front of the field is because he will lead this time by at the line. He leads lap number, and he comes right across Randy Johnson's nose. Down onto the apron, Big Country goes, and now they all separate. That checked the whole field up. Coalhouse just was not quite clear when he came down across Johnson's nose, and then he ended up hitting the apron. Everybody scatters and everybody stays clean. We stay green here at Daytona as we look down upon the field here tonight from our blimp camera high above the sky here in Daytona.
You know, it's something different in this race. It wasn't in my race. They've stayed green all the way to lap 8. And, I just want to see how long these tempers takes before they flare up like that, you know.
Well, right now we've completed officially 8 laps here of the 40 as we're about halfway. I'm going to call it halfway into the fuel run because if you can make it to lap 20, from that point on, you know you can make it the rest of the way. There are green-white checkers, race fans. If we were to need them here tonight, we did not need them in duel number 1, but we have a lot of heavy hitters in this field here that could possibly, you know, maybe take us. I am looking at the front of the front of the number 12 of Randy Johnson right now. His front end has a little bit of a crease on it, and then I'm also looking at Ira Kohlhaas's rear end. And, well, you can tell there's damage to both of these machines here. Dobbs, you know how hard it is to keep the front nose of these cars clean, and once you get them a little dinged up, when you're sucked up underneath somebody, the temperatures start to rise.
Yeah, you want to try to keep that water temperature low as you can. Try to maybe, you know, ease out a little bit and cool it down, but you got guys like the big unit that just wants to ride up somebody, and let's see, they might come in a little later and hurt him, you know.
Dobbs, how comes I'm looking at the picture for Randy Johnson, and he's got a full-blown beard in the What Can Brown Do For You uniform? How comes you don't have a good-looking beard like him?
Well, you know, I've been growing mine out for the last 5 or 6 months, and it just goes as far as it'll go, and plus it's a redhead, you know, so I thought it looked good myself.
Well, you talk about redheads and being stepchilds. Quincy Atkins, the redheaded stepchild right now to the outside in the number 75 machine. He doesn't have anybody out there behind him. He did have the Beefy Motorsports Brandon Feeney entry, but Feeney has now taken his K1 Graphics Liquid Motley machine back down to the bottom there. He has the 31, or the 6 if you're following along at home on our timing and scoring of Donald Bennett. Look at everybody. Total different demeanor here in duel number 2, Dobbs. Everybody except for that 75 has gone single file.
Yeah, these guys may be a little calmer. They watched the first race, you know, they knew that things could happen quick. They just want to ride for a while and, you know, not do nothing aggressive, wait a little bit in the race, and then go, you know, then go for it.
So right now they separate there. I'm also looking at Todd Poston here, the driver out of Virginia, the NSRA Super Speedway driver. There you see him on our ticker. Todd Poston has some damage to his salty zombie machine. There's damage to the nose of that. Now, here's the thing, though. We talk about damage to the nose and everything like that, but I have seen Todd Poston race super speedways probably more than anybody on iRacing.com, and I can tell you I've seen him win some races with some tore-up race cars here on iRacing, so that little bit of a damage on the 31's nose of Poston isn't going to phase him. He's going to probably show us tonight that you can go and lead with a damaged car as Quincy Atkins still continues to try and pull that outside lane that is virtually, well, I say virtually, it's just not there yet. Now it looks like the 38 of Feeney goes back out there, but there's just still not enough cars to the outside groove.
No, they're not trying not to push the issue, and go back to Todd Poston. If you're watching and you want a race car driver to pull for, Todd Poston to be one of them. That guy can drive anything, and he can get to the front quick. If you're needing a driver, Todd Poston will be one for you, race fans.
Yeah, I think I saw him one time drive a boat on one of his streams, and I can tell you that he even took that to the front of the field that he was racing at. So he can drive just about anything. I think he runs also Legends cars here on iRacing. Usually tends to run towards the front of things. We can tell you that these legends on iRacing don't handle anything like the Cup cars that they are racing tonight. And talk about legends, you do see the driver out of Canada. It is Feeney still to the outside with that liquid moly machine. He's actually a Legends car racer up in Canada. He also runs some late models and hobby stocks. Dobbs, you're a hobby stock kind of guy too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I love those little cheap cars, but anymore they're just as more expensive as another car. So.
But now here's the question, the million-dollar question, as we still watch Quincy Atkins now get pushed to the front by Brandon Feeney. They separate into the corner. How expensive is sim racing versus going to buy one of those hobby stocks?
I'll tell you what, it's pretty expensive. Buy a lot of stuff on here, and it gets pretty pricey.
It does. We still continue to watch the laps tick off now, and officially, as you see our timing and scoring tick over, it'll be 26 laps to go here in duel number 2 tonight, presented by Draft Top. You are watching the SimBox Cup Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. As Dobbs, it's something that you asked me to do, and what was that?
Turn it up right here.
Well, let's see if we can get that out to your race fans. Let's see if we can turn it up. Some great sights, some great sounds here as we see drivers peeling off the pit road. Kohlhaas, Atkins, Poston, Johnson, Feeney, Reynolds, Hagedorn all coming to pit road here. They will all come to pit road. That will hand the lead over now to Darrell Plauder in the Turn 3 Racing Network number 26. He has his good red. Donald Bennett sitting behind him. Just 22 laps to go. Dobbs, and some beautiful sights and sounds from here at the Daytona International Speedway.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. I saw Big Country Kohlhaas there. It looked like he missed his pit. As those guys were slamming down pit road, boy, I had to squeeze my steering wheel a little tight there.
Well, you gotta charge pit road. You don't want to leave any seconds, milliseconds. Here comes everybody else, and oh, look at the number 22. He was sideways. Big check up there for the 31 of Donald Bennett. He will come in. He went from being second to come to pit road to the tail of this group. There is the 04 of Danny Valenzuela. Everybody now has officially been to pit road, including Peyton Johnson. With 21 laps to go here, Darrell Clauter is our race leader. Pat Mejia almost blew by his pit stall there. There you see the Team Evo Camaro sideways in his pit stall. He will get service done. Drivers are already down and away. Pat Mejia is going to take 4 tires. Sturgill will lead group number 2 off of pit road. Todd Poston, though, was the driver who led that first group off of pit road. So Poston is kind of all by himself. He's posted up as what should be the race leader here when everybody cycles back through. There is Pat Mejia. Now Poston has to get around Bennett and Combs and Clauter, Buckley, Yet, Sturgill, and Day. As there you see the number 90 of Michael Sturgill coming back up onto the racing surface. Cole Day is right there in his Bass Pro Shop 99. All chromed out. I believe that's a Raven Graphics paint job on the side of this 99, as that is. Find Raven Graphics over there on Facebook. They put out some great paint schemes all over iRacing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking car. Cole did a real great job getting in and off pit road. He picked up 9 positions so far. That was a good pit stop for Cole Day right there.
Yeah, and there goes Poston. Poston will post up now as officially the race leader on our timing and scoring, but he's not going to be able to run away. Look at everybody start to run him back down here. Here comes the field. They will now go around him on the outside. There goes Quincy Atkins. There goes Randy Johnson. And they are going to leave that number 15 of Peyton Johnson's just straight stuck to the outside. He can't do anything out there, the St. Paul, Virginia driver. It's a beautiful looking car, though. Dobbs, can you tell me who painted that 15 machine?
Probably design or something. I'm not really for sure.
Psst, I'll give you a hint. Hi, giving you a hint.
Maybe it was Roger Muth right there.
Dang, that's a good looking car, huh? Maybe I'm a little biased, though. I mean, some of my favorite colors. Look at the number on that. The old Ray Evernham paint style numbers on that machine. But Quincy Atkins, the driver out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, officially does take the race lead. He's got Randy, the big unit Johnson, still pushing him after pit stops. This is how they all looked. Take a quick look here at the left-hand side of your screen and check out how far everybody has moved up or fallen through the field. That's how they all come out of pit road. Atkins up 7 spots, Johnson up 2, Poston up 4, Sturgill 6, Day and Buckley both 7 positions up on the timing and scoring. Combs down to Darrell Clauter with a terrible pit stop. He's going to be back here trying to work the outside groove with Jimmy Reynolds now. Both those drivers are linked up and trying to come back to the front where they were before the green flag pit cycle all took place, and they are making some hay on that outside with just 2 cars.
They're coming to the front. Another guy that had a bad pit stop, Roger, was our old buddy Danny Valenzuela. He looked like he had some struggling going on there getting in and out of his pit stall. Yeah,
this is another group of drivers back here. There you see Cliff Mullins, one of the rookie drivers here this season. Danny Valenzuela's right there, along with Ira Kohlhaas. Remember Big Kohlhaas? He was actually one of those guys that, well, it looked like for a couple moments that he had the strong car here tonight that could possibly go out and win. The driver out of Woodland, Tennessee, out there on the western side of Tennessee from your Dobbs. And then Feeney also leading the charge here in the Liquid Molly entry.
Yeah, just, missed a little bit of the pit stall there. But, I mean, we're still a long way away from the finish. Anything can happen, get these cars bunched back up.
Pat Mejia also now in this group of cars, the Team Evo entry. Pat Mejia took 4 tires. It looks like there was a miscommunication on his pit stop, so he took 4 tires, which put him behind the 8 ball. These drivers, though, 3 drivers here lined nose to tail on the lead lap. It's Atkins, Johnson, Poston. Behind them, that is the number 15 of Peyton Johnson. He is the first car, 1 lap down currently. This time by, just 16 laps to go. Dobbs, this one is going actually pretty quick.
Yeah, it's going real quick. The green flag runs and green flag pit stops. And, once again, I don't want to pick any favorites, but I'm really impressed with Donald Bennett right now. That cat is coming. Running good, top 5 car, out 4th. I got my eye on that boy.
It kind of seems like you're maybe pulling for the old Pennsylvania driver. Teammates with him a couple years back in the IROC division.
Yeah, I tell you, me and Donald, we've been having a little after-race party there on some Warzone, and we've been kind of getting buddies back up again.
The good old Warzone. How comes nobody invited me?
Hey, we invited you. You didn't show up, buddy.
Hey, take a look, though. Look at this super speedway expert, Jared Hagedorn, the driver out of Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska driver. He has silently worked his way to the front of the field here. He did not take a qualifying attempt here this evening, and he had to start towards the back of the field, moving up 12 positions in his Ford. Beautiful looking paint scheme on there also. There's a lot of good looking paint schemes. That one came out of the Bromley Design Stable, I believe, and so did Donald Bennett, and Darrell Clotter, he did his own, as we can tell.
I didn't know Jared was from Omaha. I wonder if he's got anything with Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? Remember the old Omaha Peyton, you know?
See, I can now put the reference together. Where did Peyton go to school?
Tennessee right here, son.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be some kind of reference that came along with that, but with 14 laps to go, take a quick peek back at the front of the field here. Nothing has changed. Quincy Atkins, Randy Johnson, Todd Poston still continuing to be 1, 2, and 3. Then they got the lap down car of Peyton Johnson, Donald Bennett, Jared Hagedorn rounding out the top 10. Jimmy Reynolds, though, the driver of that number 17, he gave a good push up there a little while ago to the 26 of Darrell Clotter to get to the front of the field, and then they came down pit road, and now they are trying to work their way back through the field. But with 14 laps to go, no driver looks like right now they want to go out of line and try and, you know, step it to the front. Everybody's just kind of minding their own P's and Q's. I mean, Cole Day's back here, Sturgill, Buckley, Combs. These are 11 drivers within this front group of cars. So anybody with 13 laps to go is still in this event here tonight. Anybody has a chance to bring home the bacon.
Yeah, and if you know super speedway race fans, you know a lot of these cats like to just hang out to about 3 or 4 laps to go, and it'll get a little more intense. So, I mean, I'm kind of anxious to see what happens between these 75 and the 12 car, because they think they're the top cats right now. But we'll just watch and see here.
Did they go to the Racing Dobbs driving school?
You know, I'm going to be honest. I think both of those two drivers are way better than I'll ever be. They're pretty talented young men.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen the big unit of Randy Johnson on iRacing. Randy's job being a UPS delivery driver really keeps him busy throughout the week, putting in a lot of hours at work, and sometimes just can't find the time to get on iRacing. So it's really good to see Randy back here. It's been probably 2-3 months, Dobbs, since I've seen him even pop into the old TeamSpeak or hear from him on social media. He's gone pretty silent for a while.
Oh, yeah, and I usually hear from him once a day at least, and I told him that I would wipe the dust off his race car to get it on the virtual Daytona Speedway, and so we got it all cleaned up, and it's looking pretty good out here.
Peyton Johnson taking a peek to the outside there. He's going to go back in line. Dobbs, here's another thing that you might not know. Peyton Johnson, the driver of that number 15, for a while, he has an R seat with a Fanatec setup. I think now he has a Sim Magic or a Manic or whatever the heck the new fancy thing is that everybody's going gaga over. Well, there was one problem with his sim rig. He didn't have a shifter. And with the wheel that he had, there was no paddle shifts. So you know what he did? He went out, he got himself a toggle switch, and that's how he was shifting gears.
Holy cow. That seems a little redneck right there.
You want to talk about redneck engineering as Randy Johnson gets right back to the back bumper there of that number 75 of Quincy Atkins. Those two drivers still pulling the field around, this time by the flag stand as some drivers coming back down pit road. Bennett, Hagedorn, Clotter, Sturgill, Day, Buckley, Combs. Double high fives from the flagmen. 10 laps to go here, but some drivers on pit road. There you see the charge led by Donald Bennett.
Yeah, this right here could be real key. It's how you get the pit stop made right here.
This is something we didn't see in duel number 1 as all these drivers. Sturgill locks him up. He's going to have to back up. Big mistake here on the final stop by Michael Sturgill, the driver out of Cincinnati, Ohio. He will now be a little bit behind as these drivers all leave pit road. There you see him. He is the final driver, shifting gears and hanging it all out. 2 drivers out in front of him right there. It's Darrell Clotter and Tim Combs. It looks like they didn't get going out of pit road either. So they will now try and find a way. And get back up to the front of this group because Jared Hagedorn is about a second and a half up the road, and then about a half second up is Josh Buckley. Cole Day about another second up the road, and Donald Bennett even farther up the road. So those two are going to get linked up with their Chevrolets. See if Josh Buckley and Jared Hagedorn in the Ford crew can all get their ponies up underneath the bonnet here tonight, because these drivers are storming down the back straightaway with a full head of steam, and that's Quincy Atkins and Randy Johnson. They still continue to lead with just 9 laps to go. Will they have to bring these team cars to pit road? Will Randy Johnson, or will Todd Poston or even Peyton Johnson go along with them when they do hit pit road? It looks like they will stay out once again. Will the drivers just behind them of Ivor Kohlhaas come to pit road? They actually were just down there, so they're actually just coming back out onto the track. That is Kohlhaas and Mullins right there. Cliff Mullins in the number 76. Danny Valenzuela behind them also in his Toyota Rays Energy Drink sponsored entry tonight. He is a little off the pace, and I guess maybe that's just being from the West Coast, a little off the pace.
Yeah, probably got a little lag or something going on in him there, Roger. I'm not sure what it is with Danny, but he's a little bit slower.
Yeah, he's our resident. He's that guy, huh?
Yeah, but we love old Danny. He's one heck of a guy.
Now this time it'll be coming to get 7 laps to go here, and nope, these drivers stay out once again. This pack of 5 cars, because it looks like Jimmy Reynolds has stayed out, and he has latched his Ford number 17 entry to the back of this group. So it is a 5-car, little bit of a breakaway. Jimmy Reynolds, could he be the upset driver here tonight and park himself into the victory lane for duel number 2 tonight, presented by Draft Top?
I'm telling you, though, the man that's wanting to get on that inside of the 12 cars, Todd Poston, he keeps peeking his nose in through there. He'll catch Randy sleeping. He'll pull right on in there.
Todd's one of those drivers that he will make you work for everything you can get when it comes to super speedway racing. But there's one thing that I noticed in Todd's driving style versus a lot of drivers that race super speedways is Todd is one of those drivers, finesse. He doesn't always need to go up and lead the most laps or lead any laps. He just wants to lead the last one. So I think he's pretty content just sitting back here. Maybe he's working a deal right now with Peyton Johnson, 2 drivers out of Virginia. Dobbs, like I do, sometimes, the Pennsylvania Posse boys like to work together. The Tennessee Volunteers, the Vols Nation likes to get together. Maybe the Virginia drivers would like to get together.
Yeah, maybe it'll just take a little hop, skip, and a jump over to each other's team channel and get a little strategy worked up together and come to the front here.
So we will see this time by to just be a single high 5, meaning 5 laps to go here at Daytona in duel number 2. Race fans, who do you think is going to win it? Can Quincy Atkins hang on? He has 1 win with Salt Flat Racing, and that is over in the IROC Series, where he beat Donald Bennett out of turn number 4 to put himself in victory lane in his rookie year. He did run the Progression Series as a part-time driver, but was locked in via a charter here into the SimBox Cup Series, and now he has a chance to win at the Duels here at Daytona tonight, presented by Draft Top for the SimBox Cup Series. We will find out just 4 laps this time by once they come out of turn number 4, and it looks like Peyton Johnson has backed off a little bit of this top 3, and now looks like here comes these 5 drivers. They will all spread out, and they will come to pit road for the final time here tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, Randy Johnson come in there 177 mile an hour, Roger. Holy moly.
Well, we'll find out if Randy Johnson was able to keep it under control, or if there's going to be a pit road penalty. We're going to be able to find out real fast, as he's going to hit his box here as he locks up the rear brakes, adjust a little bit on that SimBox for some rear brake bias. No tires for Randy Johnson. No pit road penalty, as he is down and away. Fuel only for the 12 of Randy Johnson. It is only 5.9 seconds in his box. Quincy Atkins sideways trying to come out of pit road. Todd Poston also sideways. And I can see damage to the back of the 75 and damage to the nose of that 31. They came together coming to pit road.
Yeah, they hit each other there. Quincy kind of locked his up, and Todd didn't know where to go, and just right in the back of that, beautiful looking chrome race car.
So now Randy Johnson has got about, call it a 1.5 lead over Quincy Atkins. Todd Poston will be able to get to the back bumper. Well, Poston will be able to get to the back bumper of Atkins, but with coming to get 3 laps to go, I don't know if it's going to be a little too late. Johnson, though, 2.5 out in front. Where is the next group of cars that pitted earlier? That's Michael Sturgill back here. Oh, this group is coming, that's for sure. 200 miles an hour entering the trial. Only 186 for Randy Johnson as he came across the start-finish line. So Sturgill, Combs, Bennett, Day, Buckley, Hagedorn, that train is a-coming.
Yeah, they look like one of them hurricanes hitting the Gulf Coast, son. They are flying up through there.
So we'll find out. Getting down to the nitty-gritty to find out who's going to be able to lead this second group. It's actually Darrell Clauder right now in his number 26 Chevrolet being pushed by the number 90, that Toyota entry of Michael Sturgill. Can they run down this group? And they are. It's a 3-car train here for Johnson, Atkins, and Poston, but it is about a 7, 8-car, 9-car pack that is coming. This time by to be popsicle sticks in the air, and it will be just 5 miles of racing here in duel number 2, and it's going to get hot. It's going to get heavy because this pack is coming. They're not going to take any prisoners when they get there.
No, I'm watching Darrell right here. See what kind of move he makes this swing up to the outside. Maybe try to fake Todd out and go low. It's going to be interesting. Here we go.
Here comes Darrell Clauder. He's going to peek to the outside. The driver out of Florida. Quincy Atkins, late decision. He's going to now get stuffed into the middle. Here comes Poston to the inside. They will split the driver from South Carolina. Quincy Atkins now is going to have to find a home. Where's he going to go? Bennett's going to fake high. Now he comes back low. Quincy Atkins will fill the hole as they go around the 38 of Brandon Feeney. It will be, coming to get with the white flag. Somebody into the wall. Darrell Clauder will take the white flag presented by Sim Speed Shop. 1 lap to go. They will race back to the start-finish line. It looks like the 2 of Jared Hagedorn. His night is over. Pat Mejia. Also Brandon Feeney. They got wrapped up coming into the tri-oval. Last lap down the back straightaway they go. Darrell Clauder still working the inside groove here. He's got the big unit pushing on the back deck lid of his Chevrolet. 2 Chevys to the inside. Toyota Chevrolet teamed up to the outside. Oh, big move. Wiggle. Big crash out of turn 4. Big crash. Quincy Atkins coming to the line, though. Here comes the number 26. Darrell Clauder will go to victory lane for the first time ever in Salt Flat Racing history. Darrell Clauder out of Aberdeen, Florida will go to victory lane in dual race number 2. He will put his name alongside Jordan Smith when it comes racing time next Tuesday.
What a race right there. That was awesome.
I would say, have you ever, but I know the answer to that. You've never seen Darrell Clauder go to victory lane. The driver that's willing to do just about anything for a Klondike bar will officially put his name in the books of drivers that have won in Salt Flat now. As everybody comes to congratulate Darrell Clauder, we will have to look back here and see what happened coming to get the white flag. We will go back and try to see what happened. Let's watch back here on the Turn 3 Racing replay. There's Brandon Feeney. He's down on pit road, so that's not exactly what we are looking for here. I believe what we're watching for is right here. Watch the 22 and the 17. They came together. Or that's the number 2. Sorry, the number 2 of Jared Hagedorn came together with the 17, and they went up the Speedway. Watch it back again. Going from the blimp camera. Hagedorn and Feeney made the contact, then down into Reynolds. Reynolds spinning down into the grass. Hagedorn also. So as those drivers had to limp it back around, Darrell Clauder, though, is out here doing victory donuts already.
He should be. He done a heck of a job right there. That was awesome.
I mean, you can't blame the guy, right? He wins for the first time. He's probably gonna celebrate this one for a very long time.
Yeah, and you know, I would like to check the incidents report because I'd say he had none.
Well, he does have a little rear damage, but that could have came after the fact here. Just because there's damage on some of these race cars, race fans, does not mean that they actually have incident points on iRacing.
I'm impressed with the donut. I mean, sometimes these first-time winners don't know how to do one. That was pretty impressive.
Well, Darrell has a lot of times out there spinning it around, practicing, as you see him way out there. Let's not waste any time, race fans. Let's just go ahead and talk to the driver out of Florida, the coast-to-coast, coast-to-almost-coast, correction, driver, And as much as this is going to hurt me, if race fans here, we got to talk to Daryl Clotter. Daryl, where did you come from? When did you become the sneaky super speedway driver?
I owe it to my new teammates. They're at Full Throttle Motorsports. Me and Tim and Michael and Greg O'Berry. We're going to try to take the whole thing this year.
Trying to take the whole thing. That starts right here at Daytona. You had some very strong competition, though, to battle with here tonight. Todd Poston, one of those super speedway drivers, races more super speedways than anybody. Donald Bennett, you had Jared Hagerdorn also here in this group of drivers. I mean, you list it, Michael Sturgill, Cole Day. The whole field was literally stacked with competition, and you were able to come out on top here tonight. That's going to make you start in the second row to the outside. So you're going to start P number 4. What does it mean to have a good starting spot for the big dance on Tuesday?
Well, this is Daytona. You never know what's going to happen. Where he wrecks in the front, wrecks in the back. Just hold her wide open and hope for the best.
Well, tonight you're going to be able to park it in victory lane. You've already done the donuts, but Daryl, I'm going to step back because of COVID-19 that's happening, the pandemic all around the world here. Who made it possible here tonight at Daytona for this 26 to be parked in, well, right now it's in the grass?
Just my teammates, Greg and Tim and Michael. They helped me out a lot. Matter of fact, Greg spotted for me during this race, so I owe it to him.
Well, congratulations, Daryl. Celebrate this one long into the night. I believe Danny just poked me and said bag of, but I'll let all you guys fill in the blanks on that one here, or keep it PG for everybody that's tuning in via Facebook Live or YouTube Live here tonight. Daryl, congratulations on winning duel number 2 tonight.
Thanks, Roger. Thanks, everybody at Turn 3.
Well, there you heard it from Daryl Clotter tonight. He is going to be the winner of duel number 2. And while we have the second race fans, as we get ready to bring you the driver that is officially going to take home the pole award here tonight, we will get him in just a second. But we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight, especially if you're watching via YouTube or Facebook Live to watch the Draft Top Duels here live from the Daytona International Speedway. It looks like we have now officially got your pole winner here. Jimmy Reynolds, you're going to snag the pole award here tonight in qualifying night and the duels. This 17, pretty fast out there here at Daytona.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to throw down a pretty fast lap.
Yeah, the lap time that you had to beat was Zach Howell out of group number 1 with a 47.507. You went a tenth of a second, well, half a tenth of a second quicker, really. It was a 47.455 second lap. Now, I know a lot of the viewers that are tuning in here tonight all around the world may not know the background that Jimmy Reynolds come from. Jimmy, you do race a lot of super speedway racing, so does that kind of play into maybe having a little bit of an advantage when we come to these plate tracks?
Probably. I do tend to race a lot of super speedway compared to the other tracks, so I put a lot of time in on super speedway, so yes, sir.
Well, now that you do officially clinch that pole, what's the rest of the week going to entail for this group with that fast hot rod? Are you going to do some practicing, or are you just going to put her on the shelf and wait for next week?
Nah, we're gonna put some laps in. We're gonna put some wax on the front end, make it a little faster, tweak the motor a little bit, do some good stuff.
Well, that's good to know. So congratulations here, Jimmy. I know you're gonna want to go out and celebrate with Hunter, so we're gonna let you go here, and we're gonna see what kind of power the old pony has underneath the hood next Tuesday night.
Hey man, I'm excited, and we'll see y'all then. Thank you very much.
There you heard it from the fast time here tonight of Jimmy Reynolds, the driver out of Callahan. He will officially lead the field to the green flag just next Tuesday night in the Sim Speed Shop 200 here for the Salt Flat Racing Series. Dobbs, great night of racing here at Daytona. Not much more you could have asked for from all the competitors tonight.
I tell you what, that was an exciting race right there. Almost makes me want to pull a Clint Boyer and just come to the booth. You know, less stress, more fun. That was awesome.
And we even drink topless.
Absolutely.
Well, race fans, it's not the topless that you're quite thinking, as tonight's sponsor here at the Daytona International Speedway was Draft Top for the Duels. Draft Top coming on board. You need to head on over to drafttop.com and you need to get your Draft Top bar tool today. Take the lid off that soda pop. Take the lid off that adult beverage. They not only sponsor events here with the Salt Flat Racing Series via the iRacing.com platform, they also sponsor events like just the other weekend at the Real Martinsville Speedway for the Xfinity 250 that was there. They had a good event. Pat over there doing a lot of good things with the organization of Draft Top. Make sure you check them out. Give them a like, give them a follow over on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter also. But race fans, let's take a quick look here at our results for duel number 2. Take a look at it. There it is. Derek Lauder, Todd Poston, and Josh Buckley coming home 1, 2, and 3. Then it was Tim Combs, Cole Day, rounding out the top 5. Michael Sturgill was 6th. Quincy Atkins was 7th. Randy the Unit Johnson was 8th here tonight. Donald Bennett coming home 9th. Cliff Mullins was 10th. Ira Kohlhaas, after leading a lot of laps in the beginning stages of this one, he'll finish 11th. Jared Hagedorn, the Nebraska driver, coming home 12th. Jimmy Reynolds, the quick time pole award winner, he came home 13th. Danny Valenzuela comes home 14th. Pat Mejia, 15th, Brandon Feeney 16th, and Peyton Johnson in the 17th position here tonight. Stephen Herman, you see him listed as 18th. Well, we got to take our hats off once again to him as he played race control here tonight from the Daytona International Speedway. He had a pretty easy job, Dobbs, because no cautions here in dual race number 2.
Yeah, that was a good, clean race right there. That was well, other than the white flag, but you're coming to white flag or the checker flag to Daytona. You might as well just reach up, pull that seatbelt just a little bit tighter because it's going to get wild.
Well, race fans, that's going to conclude tonight here at the Daytona International Speedway for everybody over at Salt Flat Racing, over at Draft Top, and, of course, our friends over at SimBox. Make sure you check them out on Facebook, also over at SimBox PC to get all your needs for sim components. We will catch you just next Tuesday night for the Sim Speed Shop 200 here at the virtual Daytona International Speedway. So for all of us up here in the booth tonight, for Jason Dobbs, Michael Bromley, I'm Roger Muth, and we can't wait to see you back here just next Tuesday night to watch the main show here at the Daytona International Speedway.